And joining us now to talk about today's terror plot arrest is Richard Roper, the former U.S. Attorney for the Northern District. Thank you for joining us.
Right here.
Mr. Roper, let me ask you, you left that position the end of last year, so if this had happened exactly a year ago, this would have been your case to prosecute. What do you like about the evidence you're reading about?
Well, this is a classic case of why we have a joint terrorism task force. The FBI and these other agencies, they work together and they may go through thousands and thousands of leads trying to find some person that might cause harm to people in this area. And this is a classic example of somebody they've targeted that showed a predisposition, according to what you can see in the complaint, to commit a crime. And they then targeted that person, but they also gave that person, the accused, many opportunities to get out of committing this act. And according to what's in the affidavit, this man decided that he wanted to do it, and that is key in the case, what his intent was. And I think the best example are his words and also his actions. And his actions show that he did just everything he could do to blow up that building.
And speaking of the joint task force, obviously today we're hearing about this story, the one in Springfield, Illinois, not to mention the ones in Colorado and New York. Although the FBI are saying that these are not connected, it does show that these types of things happen all the time, and there has to be some sort of coordination among the different cases around the country.
Absolutely. And in this case and the case in Springfield, though not connected, I could imagine that they wanted to time the arrest of these two individuals, so if one arrest occurred before the other, then the target in the other case might be tipped off that this could be an undercover operation. I
want to ask you about two specific things that I think you would use in court that are outlined in the affidavit. One being, as you mentioned, they did not, well, it seems they did not want to push this man. They kept trying to talk him out of it, talk him out of it, talk him out of it. I assume that would be important in court. And also they waited for him to push and actually push that send button that would have detonated the device. They made him go through all that. Why are those two things important?
Well, of course, the defense could be entrapment, that they essentially put those thoughts in his head that he otherwise didn't have in his head. And of course, the best way to decide that is what was the defendant thinking. The importance, what did the defendant say early on when he was being under surveillance by the FBI through the internet? What did he say in those first few emails? Did he indicate a predisposition? That's key to commit a crime.
And how about pushing the button?
And absolutely, when you go that step of not only planning it, but participating in pushing that button, thinking that a bunch of people are going to be dead, that's key.
And again, very similar to the case in Springfield, Illinois, as we saw as well. Dane will tell folks about. Thank you, Richard Roper, for joining us tonight.
Thanks for allowing me to be here.